Hello everyone. Today I'll be explaining a mind-boggling Korean movie called Oldboy. Oldboy, directed by Park Chan-wook, is a masterful psychological thriller and revenge drama from South Korea that explores the darkest depths of human suffering, identity, and the devastating spiral of vengeance. The film centers on Oh Dae-su, an ordinary man whose life is violently torn apart by a mysterious and cruel imprisonment for 15 years without any explanation. It is a story of captivity, discovery, madness, and tragic reckoning. The film opens in 1988 with Oh Dae-su living in an unremarkable life marred by excessive drinking and carelessness. One rainy evening, after a heavy night of drinking, he is arrested for public drunkenness, causing him to miss his young daughter's birthday. His friend Ju Hwan helps him out of jail. On his way home, however, Dae-su vanishes. He wakes up in a small, stark prison cell resembling a shabby hotel room. The room feels claustrophobic, windowless, and isolated, surrounded by concrete walls. His only companions are a small television and the occasional meal delivered through a small pet door. A haunting visual inside the cell is a reproduction of James Enser's Man of Sorrow, painting with an inscription of Ella Wheeler Wilcox's poem Solitude. Laugh and the world laughs with you. Weep and you weep alone. This painting encapsulates Dae-su's torment, a man torn from connection and cast into solitary grief. Dae-su endures 15 years of brutal isolation, his captors constantly controlling every aspect of his existence. One chilling and symbolic detail is the regular use of a sleeping gas released into the room. Whenever the gas is dispersed, Dae-su instantly loses consciousness. During these drugged states, attendants enter the cell without his awareness to clean the room and give him haircuts. The haircuts serve as a grim marker of time's passage and the captor's domination over his body and identity, stripping away his sense of self. His hair length fluctuates subtly over the years, a visual timeline of his imprisonment. The gas and forced grooming highlight total control and dehumanization, reducing Dae-su to a helpless prisoner, literally shaped by others. While Dae-su languishes in the cell, outside forces orchestrate the destruction of his life. His captors, led by the sinister Lee Woo-jin, frame Dae-su for the murder of his wife by planting fabricated blood and biological evidence at the murder scene. These falsified clues mislead the police and public, making Dae-su the prime suspect. The media broadcasts on his prison TV confirm to him the death of his wife and his condemnation as a murderer. The framing is integral to Woo Jin's cruel revenge scheme. It isolates Dae-su socially, emotionally, and psychologically, leaving him utterly alone. After years of hopelessness, Dae-su secretly projects hope by hiding a metal chopstick from a meal and uses it to slowly chip away a loose brick in the prison wall. On the day of his release, the familiar sleeping gas is again poured into the room. A woman, one of Woo Jin's associates, visits his cell bringing a meal and administering the gas, inducing unconsciousness. While Dae-su sleeps, the captors dismantle the wall behind the loosened brick. They pack him, still unconscious, into a large suitcase or trunk and transport him to a rooftop outside the prison. This moment marks a surreal transition from physical imprisonment to an illusory freedom, meticulously staged by his captors. Dae-su awakens inside the dark, Confining suitcase. Disoriented and weak, driven by willpower and raw desperation, he pushes open the lid and climbs out. Standing on the rooftop, he is greeted by bright light and the overwhelming noise of the city. This stark contrast to the claustrophobic cell disorients him further. A solitary man with a small dog sits nearby. The first human Dae-su interacts within 15 years. The encounter is awkward and symbolizes Dae-su's painful re-entry into a world transformed. Almost immediately after escaping the suitcase, Dae-su is approached by a silent stranger who hands him cash, a mobile phone and a wallet. The provision equips Dae-su to survive in the outside world but also subtly nudges him toward the captor's trap. As Dae-su regains composure, he examines his coat carefully, noticing the logo or brand label inside. The detail acts as a vital clue, a beacon that begins to trace the origins of his mysterious imprisonment and captors. Hungry and disoriented, Dae-su stumbles into a sushi restaurant where he meets Mido, a kind young sushi chef who shows warmth and compassion. While dining, Dae-su's phone rings unexpectedly. The caller identifies himself cryptically as Evergreen, later revealed to be Lee Woo-jin himself. He delivers a chilling ultimatum. Dae-su has 5 days to uncover the reason for his imprisonment. Second, failure to do so will cost Mido her life. Third, if Dae-su succeeds, Evergreen promises to end his own life. This call jolts Dae-su into a desperate quest for truth and survival, adding intense psychological tension to his journey. In a visceral and unforgettable moment, Dae-su devours a live octopus with his bare hands. The writhing tentacles clutch his face and mouth, making it a physically exhausting and agonizing struggle. This brutal act symbolizes Dae-su's primal fight to reclaim life and survival after years of emotional and physical starvation. The rawness echoes his fractured animalistic state between life and death. Overwhelmed, he eventually collapses, epitomizing the toll his ordeal has taken on mind and body. Seeing Dae-su's fragile state, Mido takes him to her modest home, offering warmth, shelter, and care for the first time in many years. Her kindness symbolizes a fragile bridge from isolation to human connection, opening a new emotional dimension to their relationship. This sanctuary becomes a critical setting for Dae-su's slow return to emotional life, even as dark secrets loom. Aware he may still be monitored, Dae-su suspiciously inspects his shoe and discovers a hidden electronic tracker planted by his captors. Removing it, he realizes his path to freedom remains treacherous and servile, compelling him to navigate carefully. In an intimate, almost mundane scene, Dae-su visits a beauty salon, seeking normalcy by grooming himself. His haunted expression contrasts with the ordinary surroundings, symbolizing the fracture between his past identity and present fragmented self. Looking into the mirror, he confronts a stranger's face, an evocative metaphor for loss and struggle to reclaim selfhood. Oh Dae-su tracks down Lee Woo-jin and confronts him in his penthouse. Woo-jin reveals that the entire imprisonment and torment were his elaborate revenge. Woo-jin explains the tragic backstory. When they were in high school, Oh Dae-su saw Woo-jin's sister Soo-ah in a sexually intimate moment with Woo-jin, her brother. Oh Dae-su innocently spread the secret, which caused a devastating rumor. The rumor led to Soo-ah's social ruin and tragic suicide, which devastated Woo-jin. Feeling immense guilt, Oh Dae-su sobs and begs Woo-jin to never reveal the truth to Mi-do, who's actually Dae-su's daughter. As a symbol of his remorse and to show his repentance, Dae-su cuts off his own tongue with scissors. Woo-jin accepts this penance and instructs his henchman Park not to tell Mi-do the horrible truth. Woo-jin reveals that he manipulated events so that Dae-su unknowingly fell in love with his own daughter, Mi-do, using hypnosis to erase Dae-su's conscious memory and to orchestrate their meeting. Woo-jin also shows Dae-su a recording of their intimate moments, further driving Dae-su into despair. Feeling empty and without purpose, Woo-jin ultimately commits suicide in his private elevator. The movie ends ambiguously, with Dae-su and Mi-do together embracing. It is unclear whether the hypnosis was fully effective or if Dae-su still harbors memories of traumatic truth. The scene leaves the audience questioning Dae-su's fate, peace, or continued torment. That was it for today, guys. If you liked the video, please like the video and maybe consider subscribing. Thank you so much. See you next time.